Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel RoseandRagh. I hope you all are keeping well and staying safe. So today we brought a really exciting episode for all of you. Yes, we've come to the National Railway Museum, which is based in York. So stay tuned guys, this is going to be a super episode, so surely watch the video till the end. So as you can see, we've just entered the National Railway Museum. And of course, with the pandemic and all the special effects around, you can see that they've taken perfect measures to keep all of us safe. So special thank you to all the staff members here as well. As you can see, we've got lots of sanitization stations here. And you need to book your tickets beforehand, of course. It's free of charge. But you just need to go to the counter and validate it with the QR code and stuff. And the staff are really friendly, with the whole protocol of COVID in place as well. So it was really easy for us to sort of move around and just get our heads around this place as well. So this is what the entrance looks like, and as you proceed further, it just gives you a glimpse of what you're about to see. So here you've got a display of an old engine here, as you can see in your video at the moment. And towards your right, you can see some amazing pictures of different trains that are displayed in this amazing museum. So you can see Eurostar, Duchess of Hamilton, Bullet Train, and different amazing trains as well. So this was just like a docking station for us before we actually entered the museum, and we were really excited to just capture everything for you guys, because we know that this episode is going to be really amazing, especially for different age groups, because with the development of trains and how it's sort of transitioned over the years, and we've all played a huge part, right, to actually travel using trains to different locations as well. And I'm sure back in India as well, all of us have these beautiful memories of traveling by train, whether it's first class, second class, third class, or even the general bogie. We've all got beautiful memories as well, traveling with our cousins or friends or families. So I'm sure you guys will really love this episode. So a little more information about the National Railway Museum. This is a museum based in York, as I mentioned earlier, and it's a part of the Science Museum Group. This museum tells us the story of railway transport in Britain and its impact in our society. As we're already aware, of course, when Britishers were in India several years ago, they had actually developed all the railway lines, etc., just to establish proper connectivity throughout India as well. And similar concept was adapted here. So on your screens, you can see different benches, different names of stations on the walls. And all these are real pieces, guys. This is not something that's just sort of brought in from somewhere. These are proper vintage pieces that were used by real people hundreds and hundreds of years ago. So can you imagine how beautiful it is to actually walk through this entire setting, just knowing the fact that everything in here was touched or used by people in the past several years ago. And what's kind of amazing and different is the fact that obviously you cannot see those people at this moment, but you can sort of transcend to that time, because they've used all these items at the same time, right? That is so beautiful. And then you can see on your screens how you've got these different sort of wooden structures pointing out in different directions. They've written some amazing love messages there as well, like goodbye messages, when people drop off their loved ones in the stations and stuff. So that's also displayed there. And then you've got some good pieces of art around as well, some beautiful paintings as well. So coming back to the history of this particular museum, we've got amazing trains displayed here. And many of these trains were actually used by different members of the royal family. Yes, guys, the royal family. And we know, obviously, Britain is truly famous for that all over the globe. And you can imagine like kings and queens and their families, their kids, their nephews and nieces, etc. All of them used to use different trains around here to travel all across the UK. So you can imagine the sort of stature and the kind of bracket in which people used to fall in. So we've got different displays based in this particular museum, and you can see one of the displays on your screen at the moment as well. And this museum holds a diverse collection of other objects from household recipe books used in George Stephenson's house to film showing a never stop railway developed for British Empire exhibition. And this museum is the largest of its type. Can you imagine how many tourists actually come here? Almost 782,000 visitors come here every single year. So that is the kind of curiosity that people have to understand and know the kind of trains that people used in the past as well. And in your screens, at the moment, you can see one of the oldest trains, and you know how trains used to be situated during those times, right? You've got these different bogies, and each bogie was like a room. So you can see like a living room, a washroom, a piano room, a dining room, a kitchen. So all of it would actually be based in one train, but different sections of different bogies would represent different rooms. And based on the stature of the people that are traveling, like if they belong to the royal family, of course everything would be royal, right? Like they'd have different lamps in there, different amazing cutleries and china sets to use in as well, and amazing sofa sets, amazing lights, and all these antique vintage pieces are just preserved so beautifully. As you can see, there's no speck of dirt or dust anywhere. It's so beautifully preserved for all amazing visitors to come and sort of relive their lives, you know, just go back, even mentally, just to go back and imagine yourself sitting on those sofas or those just traveling through those different rooms and different bogies, right? That is what Ragh and I did. We had such an amazing time, you know. The only difference is obviously now it is like 2021, but look at the year that's displayed there. It's 1884. It was hundreds of years ago. Real people use these things, and you know, just thinking of that, we're getting goosebumps at the moment, right? So as you can see, one of the trains displayed here is the Victorian style train as well, and you can see the engine displayed section on your left at the moment. And it's such a complex structure as well, unlike what we've got today, which is very simple. It's like a straightforward thing, but you can imagine the kind of complexity that it had during those times, you know, all the locomotive trains. And here there's a train mentioned as well on your screens, and this details about the years in which it was actively used as well. So we are taking you around all these different structures. Like I mentioned, we've got quite a good collection of different kind of trains, and you know, you can actually see real pieces, real like carriageways, real luggage boxes. You know, it wasn't proper suitcases at one point of time. It was just boxes, and then it developed into a square wooden structure of suitcase, and then we've got all the posh suitcases that we see today. And on your screen, like I was mentioning about, you know, the royal family train, you can actually look at the living room, that how they used to use it, those amazing beautiful sofa sets. I can see a beautiful piano on there as well, so music lovers as well would have a gala time while traveling through these trains, right? And imagine having all these amazing provisions in the trains that you're traveling. It's like literally you're taking your home from one city to another. It's so beautiful to just imagine it, right? And then over here you can see these different sort of carriageway structures that would be used to transport items, and what kind of items would be transported as well. You can see the real cutlery that we used in the past. You can see those beautiful white plates with amazing cups as well. So all these things were actually vintage pieces that we used in the past. And here it's like a replica of the kitchen structure. Of course, those are not real potatoes, absolutely, but just to give us an idea of what the kitchen looked like. But all the equipments and all the sort of kitchen structures, they're all real. They were actually used several hundreds of years ago. And then you can look at, like I was mentioning about how transitions occurred for the suitcase structures as well. So that's sort of displayed in your screens at the moment as well. And just walking through this particular platform, you know, it just brings back so many memories. I think even now in India, if you look at most of our stations, the structure is pretty much similar. Like if you look at the ceiling, for example, you know, that kind of structure, those lights. Now even walking through the platform at the moment, it's pretty much similar, the same kind of style of construction, right? The architecture. So you can sort of see that British style in it still, especially in some of the old stations, I think in India, it still reminds you of the same architecture. And you know, walking through this bit as well, like I was talking about, using real structures, all these carriageways, these little boxes, everything is like a replica of what was used, and most of the items are real as well. So just walking through it, it's like just going back in time. Imagine sitting in a time machine, you know, just clicking the year 1882, and you've just literally gone to that time. That's what Ragh and I felt like throughout this trip. It was so beautiful. We took our own time, you know, capturing every beautiful detail of this museum, especially for you guys, you know, because obviously our family is growing pretty fast as well. So we wanted to bring you guys the best of vlogs. So here you go. This is such an amazing and enriching experience for all of you, I'm sure. And here you can see this particular platform ticket machines on your screen at the moment, and this is like OMG, right? This, can you see it? It costed 1 pence, which is like 1 paisa for us during those years, 1800s, etc. And then it obviously went up to 10p per ticket. So that must have been quite a few years later, because that jump is quite a lot, isn't it? It's like 1 paisa to 10 paisa, but here it is obviously 1 pence to 10 pence. And these are all real machine, guys, real machines. You know, people actually press those buttons, put in coins in there. And then you can see this weighing machine as well. It's so beautiful. It reminds me of the one we've got in Indian stations as well, right? I remember always, going to my mom and taking a 1 rupee coin and actually checking my weight all the time. And we used to get like a fortune thing behind it as well. You'll have a great day, or you'll get a good gift or something like that. And then you can see this Nestle chocolate machine as well, which is so beautiful. Of course, I thought I'll try my luck, but we couldn't touch anything. And obviously this machine is hundreds of years old, so clearly there was no chocolate in there. And then you can look on the wall, how they used to, of course now the pattern of advertising is really different, with different mediums of television and etc, lots of other things, right? But during those days, not everybody could afford a luxurious life, so lots of adverts would actually just be placed on walls like these within the stations, and people would just come and sort of take a look about, say, the different tea ads or different insurance ads. And here they've got maps of different places as well, so that's beautiful. And this section is something that I really loved as well. These are beautiful goodbye messages. You can actually pause this video and read through these messages. I'm sure you guys will love it. There's one between a husband and wife, there's one about a lady's travel, there's one about different people of different age groups have written some amazing notes on there, and they've made it posters here, and it's really lovely messages. So don't forget to pause our video and definitely read through this. And we've come to the end of this vlog, but just before leaving you guys, we also would like to mention about the gift store that you've got here. So you can buy in your souvenirs just to keep yourself reminded of this amazing trip that you would obviously enjoy within this museum. And you get lots of other historical stuff as well. And guys, we've got many amazing videos on our channel. Please don't forget to subscribe, do comment, share and like this video, and do check out all our other videos as well. So stay tuned and we'll see you soon. Bye.